So any issues, any doubts in the last class? Any issues? Anyone tried patching the SQL server? Any challenges you faced? Anyone tried creating logins? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So no issues. Let me share my screen. Right. So in the last class, we have discussed how to create a login. Okay, so we started security 2 days back and we started discussing authentication. Sorry, who is this?
Srinivas, sir. Srinivas.
Srinivas. Srinath, you also can record. And okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. Okay. Please mute yourself in case if you don't have questions. Right. Good. Fine. Okay. So in the last class, in the last 2 classes, we started discussing security part. All right. So we started discussing what is meant by authentication, authorization, what is meant by login, what is meant by user. Okay. How many types of authentications are there in SQL Server? Okay. What is the difference between a login and the user? How a Windows login will log into the SQL Server, how a SQL login will log into the SQL Server. So these things we have discussed, right? So in the yesterday's class also, we tried creating the Windows logins, right? In the yesterday's class, we tried creating the Windows logins. So what is the basic prerequisite for creating a Windows login? What should be there if you want to create a Windows login in the SQL Server?
The OS level should have user.
Very good. Okay, so in the OS level, we should have user. In the organization, we will have separate server for maintaining the users. That is called Active Directory. So whenever you joined in the organization, Windows team is going to create an account for you. Okay, that account you are going to use to create to connect to all the servers. Once you are a member of Active Directory group, in the Active Directory we will have separate groups. Once you are a member of the Active Directory SQL DBA group, the group will have separate policies on how many servers the group is having access. On all the servers you can log in. Okay, once you joined in that group, once anyone added you in that group, on how many servers the group is having access. If the group is having access for 1,000 servers, once you are a member of that group, you can connect to all 1,000 servers without creating your name in the individual machines. Okay, so in the organization, we are going to maintain a separate setup called Active Directory where all users are part of that Active Directory setup. Not only you, all users from CEO to security guard, those who are using the office resources, anything office resources like laptops, office resources like Xerox, office resources like okay servers, computers, okay, anything, those who are using the office resources, though those people should be member of the Active Directory. So in the Active Directory, okay, everyone are members of the Active Directory. It depends upon their roles and responsibilities. They will be in their respective groups. SQL DBS in the SQL DBA group, Oracle DBS in the Oracle group, HR's HR group, transport people, transport group. Different people will have different groups. So every group is limited access to the only they can access their resources. They cannot touch the other resources. Okay, right. So again, I'll explain There is a separate session for Active Directory, how to create Active Directory, what is the role of the Active Directory in the security. So we'll discuss later. So the main prerequisite for creating a Windows login is Windows user, either in the Windows machine level or in the Active Directory level. Okay, right. Let me connect to the server remotely. Server IP address is 106. Connect. So how many users I can create for a single login? How many maximum users?
32,767.
32,767. Okay. So in the last class, we discussed about how to create a Windows login. Okay. Let's discuss about how to create a SQL login today. Okay. So SQL login, any prerequisites are there for creating SQL login? No. Okay. We can directly create.
Only connect.
Yes. Okay. We can directly create a SQL login. And how a Windows login will log into the machine or SQL server? How a Windows login can connect to the SQL server?
Yes, if it is a Windows user, then it's fine. Just open SSMS and defaultly it come up with the Windows log.
Okay, so first of all, you have to
RDP
log.
plus SSMS.
Yes, okay. First you have to RDP, okay, or first you have to connect to the servers. Once you logged into the server, okay, it will automatically take your name. Like if you are logged in with your name, automatically your name will be populated in the management studio. Okay, that username, wherever username is there, in that username, you can see your name there. Okay, so this is how you can connect to the SQL server if you're a Windows login. So if anyone wants to connect to the SQL server, what should be there? If anyone wants to connect to the SQL server, what should be there in the SQL server?
User ID and password, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Login, sir.
Login should be there. Okay. Login should be there in the SQL server. Then only they can connect to the SQL server. Okay. So Windows authentication, I am connecting as administrator. Right. Okay, so as we have already discussed, who can connect to my SQL server, who can connect to this SQL server? Members of this logins list only can connect to my SQL server. Okay, not other people. Don't think like everyone who can log into this Windows machine can connect to my SQL server. No. Okay, lot of people can log into this Windows machine. Okay, so how to see like you are working on this machine, okay, on this server. So you want to see who are all working at the same time on this machine, how to see that one? Anyone knows how to see who are all working with you at the same time on the machine? Okay, so go to task manager. There you can see user, just click on more details, select the users. There you can see if any other people are already connected to this machine. If any other people are, please mute it. If any other people are already connected to this machine, okay, you can see under users option here. For example, another DBA is connected. Imagine Srinath, okay, and Anjaneyulu. Both are working on this. They don't know whether they both connected to the server. Okay, so if you want to see either a Windows team, any member of Windows team is connected, or else any other member is connected, okay, or else any member from SQL DBA team is connected to the server, please mute it if you don't have questions. Who is that? Right, okay, fine. So this is the way you can open Task Manager, okay, using Task Manager. You go to the user section. There you can see other, now administrator is connected, okay, and you can see what and all tools administrator is working. You can expand this one. You can see administrator opened all these tools. Okay, administrator, under administrator connection, all these tools are opened. You can see here SSMS and all, right? So if you want to see apart from you, if any other users are working on the same machine at same time, not different time, at same time. So you can easily check here. Okay, you can, why? Because this is important while restarting the servers and all. Okay, this is important while restarting the servers. So like we are doing patching. Okay, I'm sorry, we are doing patching, SQL Server patching, right? So before patching, we are going to restart the SQL Server, right? But someone connected to this machine and someone is doing something. We don't know who is connected and what he is doing. We want to check once. Okay, so simply go to the task manager and go to the user section. There you can see if anyone is connected, it will shows the status as connected. Okay, now I'm logged into this machine, right? It is not showing the status here. Usually if anyone is already connected and working, you can see the status as connected in this field, right? So if anyone is connected but it is showing disconnected, they already connected but they did not logged off from the machine. Okay, once you logged off from the machine, Windows are log off. Okay, if you type like this, you can log off. When you can log off, once your work is completed, you have to log off from the machine. Got it? This point we have already discussed. Once your work is completed, okay, don't shut down the server, don't do anything, don't close directly here by using this close button. Simply log off from the machine. Just type Windows R, type log off. Automatically you can come out. Okay, don't do any other things. Once your work is completed from the server, on the server, just type run, open, run and type log off, then you can come back. Some people, they will directly close this button. Okay, so when they are going to close this button, say, imagine their work is running in the background. Okay, as we have already discussed at this point, their work is running in the background. Seems they are copying some files. If you log off, whatever processes, whatever work you are doing, everything will be killed. Okay, if you disconnected from the server, even though if you are copying files, you are running some scripts, okay, you are taking backups, you are running jobs, all the things will be executed in the background. When, if you close the server directly, like close button. Okay, if you have pending work, imagine your shift is going to end at 4 o'clock. Suddenly at 3:45 you got a work. Okay, someone asked you to start a job. It will take 5 hours to complete, so you cannot wait till 9 o'clock, right? What you can do, you can simply open Management Studio, you can start the job and directly close the server. Here we can close button, we can see close button, right? Directly close the server. So whatever processes that running on your name will keep running in the background. Okay, if there is no work, then only log off from the machine. If there is some work that should be done in the background, then you can simply disconnect from the server, right? So you can see, sometimes you can see other usernames which will shows disconnected. Okay, that means might be they directly don't think like all disconnected connections means some work is going on in the background. Might be they wantedly disconnected, even though without having any work, they wantedly disconnected. Okay, so if you disconnected from the server, whatever, okay, tools you opened earlier, say for example, today I opened Management Studio, I opened Task Manager, and I opened some of the folders. Imagine I opened some of the folders. Whatever folders, whatever tools you opened, everything will be same as it is. Even though if you connect after 10 days also, all these folders, tools will be opened. The status will be same. Nothing will be closed. When, if you disconnect, okay, if you close the server, but if you log off, all the folders, tools, everything will be closed. Clear, guys? Clear? Any issues, any doubts? Right? Fine, right? Any issues, let me know, please. Okay.
This will be shown as a server level, right?
Yes, server level only.
Not Windows level.
No, Windows level, see, server level means what? Windows server level. Whatever we have discussed, everything is Windows server level only. Okay. SQL server level don't show anything connected, disconnected. What is this? Task manager is related to the Windows machine, right? Right. So why we are discussing means sometimes if you are restarting the server, make sure no one is connected here. That's what I want to say. If anyone is connected, you can see their name, like how you can see administrator here, you can see their name. Ping them in the Teams. Check their name, ping them in the Teams, or send an email. I'm going to reboot the server. If you have any work, let me know. I'll wait for you. Okay, so like that you have to communicate with them. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Yeah. Okay. So as discussed, only the members of yes.
షణ్ముఖ్, ఇప్పుడు మనము SQL సర్వర్ లో యూజర్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం కదా,
Yes.
అది ఎలా డిలీట్ చేయాలి?
Why you are concentrating on deleting? No
No,
problem.
today I
You can,
tried
yeah,
that one.
you can delete it like how you are created in the same way. You are referring a Windows user or you're referring a SQL login.
Reference user.
Windows user, right? Fine.
Yes.
So go to same window, go to lusr.mgr.msc, go to the users, right click, delete. Okay. You can see delete option there. You can see, okay, just click on delete and click OK. Automatically user will be deleted. Okay. Right. Fine. So in this way, you can delete the user, right? Once you deleted the user, this login will be automatically deleted.
The login will be there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, sir, it will be deleted.
Once you deleted the users in the Windows level, the logins in the SQL level will be deleted.
No, sir.
No,
It will
sir.
be there.
No, sir.
No,
It
sir,
will-
it will be there.
It will be there.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure, Afifa?
Sure,
Yeah.
sir, it will be
I
there.
think it will be deleted.
Great. Okay. Right. The answer is it will be there. Okay. It won't be deleted automatically. Okay. Even though you delete the grandfather, okay, father will be there. Yesterday we discussed about the relation, right? Grandfather, father, and child. Okay. If you delete anything, the other users will be there. I have a question for you. If I delete this login, the associated user in the database will be deleted or not? If you
Not
delete
delete.
this login, okay,
Yes,
if you
sir.
delete this login, imagine Vishnu is having access on one of the database, bash 39. Imagine, okay, if I delete Vishnu login, the associated user in the Vishnu data, sorry, bash 39 database will be deleted or not? Vishnu user will be deleted or not?
It's deleted, sir.
Deleted, sir.
Whatever they have data, it will be deleted.
Are you sure?
No, I think.
No, it will be there.
No, sir. No, sir,
No,
it will not
will be there
No, sir.
because it's
Not deleted.
Right. So the answer is okay. No, the user will not be deleted automatically. If you delete the login, the user will not be deleted. Okay, the associated user will not be deleted. So, like yesterday we discussed grandfather, father, child. If you delete anything, the associated relations are not going to be deleted. It will be there. If you deleted Windows user, this login won't be deleted. It will be there. If you delete this login, the associated user won't be deleted. It will be there. Okay, right? You have to delete it manually, right? Fine, clear, right?
Okay, sir.
Fine. So
Clear.
the members of this logins list only can access my SQL server. Remember, only the logins list who are there in this logins list can access my SQL server. So in the last class, we have discussed how to create a Windows login, right? We have created a Windows login. So let's create a SQL login now. Okay. So same procedure, no single difference is there. Simply what you can do is right click on
Login.
logins, new login.
Take a new login.
Okay. So you can see
Then
here,
go to the
if it is Windows authentication, right? If you want to create a Windows login, make sure you choose Windows authentication. If you want to create a SQL login, make sure you choose SQL authentication. Now I want to create a SQL login. So choose SQL authentication. There is no Windows login, SQL login. If you are creating with Windows authentication, that is Windows login. If you are creating with SQL authentication, that is SQL login, right? So let me give a name here. Let me go with Afifa this time. Okay, Afifa, right? So SQL Server authentication. For Windows authentication, you don't ask username and password, as the user is already created in the Windows level and we already gave password while creating the user. So it don't ask a separate password here. As it is a SQL login, this is first time we are creating. So this will ask you to create password. The password should be strong, minimum 9 or 8, caps, small, numbers you have to include in the password policy, right? So what I am going to do is, as I am going to use this logins for permissions purpose, okay, I have to connect using this login multiple times. Every time I cannot give the strong password. So simply I'm giving 123 password, 123. Okay. Confirm password also I'm giving 123. In the organization, you don't give 123. Okay. Give strong password. Wednesday 29. So for example, usually what password we have to give, sir? Any password, it should be minimum 8. One caps should be there, one small should be there, one number should be there, right? And make sure you don't uncheck this password policy in the organization. Okay, if you uncheck it, there is a chance you will know their password. It's not standard procedure. Don't uncheck it. Please check it so that once you give this default, imagine Afifa joined in the company. Afifa requested, hey SQL team, please create a login for me. Okay, she just raised a request. Hey, SQL team, SQL DB team, please create a login for me. I want to access this server. Right. Then we got a request from the service now. We'll ask, okay, which if Afifa mentioned everything clearly, this is the server name, this is the login name. Okay, and then we can simply create it. Go to that server and we can log into that server like how I am doing. Right click, new login, select SQL authentication, give the password. As we know Afifa password now, okay, right? As we know Afifa password now, we will inform to Afifa, this is your username and this is your password. This is the username for Afifa, right? This is your username and password is something. What is the day today? Thursday at 16. Thursday at 16. So this is your password. We'll give it to Afifa. Once Afifa logged in with her default password, immediately she is prompted to change the password. Okay, right? Whenever we logged in with the default password, system or the application will ask us to change the password immediately, right? So Afifa is prompted to change the password. Why? As you can see here, user must change password at next login. Immediately once Afifa logged in with the default username and password, okay, SQL Server will ask to change the password for Afifa. We cannot skip it. We cannot cancel that step. You have to change your password. So there is no way I can know the Afifa password now. Afifa can put her own password, right? So just I am removing enforce password policy. Just I am giving a weak password here. If you select this one, you cannot give weak password. As I'm using the logins multiple times, so I'm simply unselecting this one. In the organization, don't unselect this 3 steps. Okay, right, that's it. Nothing is there. So give the name, give the password, don't unselect this in the organization, and click OK. Automatically Afifa will be connected here. Okay, and just refresh it, just refresh the logins, and logins will be there in the alphabetical order. Now you can see Afifa here. Now Afifa wants to connect to the SQL server. How Afifa can connect to the SQL server now?
Click on connect, sir.
Connect, okay. Connect.
There we have to select the SQL Server authentication, sir.
Okay. Connect and choose SQL authentication, as Afifa is a SQL login, right?
We have to enter the login as Afifa, sir.
Okay.
After that, we have to enter the password, sir.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, that one, whatever
1, 2,
we
3.
can give there,
Hmm.
And
we want to
click on
do
connect.
Vika.
connect.
Don't tell your password to anyone.
Click on
Okay,
connect.
sir.
Okay. Right, I am getting error 18456 as discussed. As discussed, we are getting this 18456 error. Why we are getting this error?
We are not connecting. There we don't have to select, sir. Connect button దగ్గర మనం సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోలేదు సార్. ఎక్కడ మనము చేంజ్ చేస్తున్నాము అన్నది.
What we have to select there in the connect button?
Properties
Today I
logo.
tried this one, sir. Again, same whatever you have error. I also same error I have for this one, 18456.
Okay. So yesterday
Same
I
error
told
I
you the
have.
solution for this.
ప్రాపర్టీస్ లో విండోస్ అథెంటికేషన్ ఉంది కదా సార్, అక్కడ SQL సర్వర్ అథెంటికేషన్ ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి సార్.
Okay. So in case if you
అక్కడికి
got
వెళ్ళి check
errors like this,
చేసుకోవాలి.
go to properties. Okay, go to
Properties.
security. Okay, make sure you choose SQL Server authentication and Windows authentication. If you choose only Windows authentication, Windows logins only can connect to my SQL Server. If you choose SQL Server authentication, SQL Server and Windows authentication, you can see here SQL Server and Windows authentication. So now SQL logins and Windows logins also can connect to my SQL Server. Yes, by default it is showing a SQL Server and Windows authentication, but still I am unable to connect.
Once restart sir, once restart sir.
Restart also completed yesterday. Okay, if you want to
We
check.
are giving
Sorry.
Maybe we are giving any wrong password.
Okay. See here, I can connect with Srinath. Okay, so Srinath is a SQL login. Right. Right. You can see here, right? We have already restarted yesterday, so everything is fixed. This is a SQL login. But why I'm unable to connect with Afifa?
Because we have created the login today. Again, still we have to restart the system.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so nothing like that. See, for example, logically, if your answer is correct, okay. So for every login, is it a good practice to restart the SQL Server? Hundreds, thousands of logins we are going to create, right? So for every login, is it good practice to restart the SQL Server? So not required. The answer is not required. No need to, whenever you create a new login, no need to restart the server. Okay. So the simple answer is, okay, why I am getting this error, you can see clearly. I am not sure whether you can see the username properly or not. So if you can see username now, can you see?
Sir, the login name is wrong.
Yes. Okay. So you can see here, I gave double F here while creating the login, and while logging, I am giving simply a single F. The username is the login name is wrong here. Okay, so while entering the login name, I am getting this error. Why? Why? Because after entering the login name, I am getting this error. Why? Because I gave the wrong login name. Okay, so if you give a wrong login name, if you give wrong password, okay, let me give correct login name, Afifa. Okay, let me give wrong password this time. Okay, if you connect now also you'll get same error 18456 18456 18456. Remember this error 18456, it's related to the security. If you give wrong username, if you give wrong password, if the password is expired, if the login is not created, you will get, in all scenarios, you will get 18456 error only. In all scenarios, you will get 18456 error only. Okay, right. So,
Sir, 1 minute. Password
yes.
expired. Can you tell me the scenarios, sir? Password expired.
Password expires, wrong password, wrong username,
Okay.
login is not yet created. Okay, see here,
Okay.
for example, let me go with Sunil. Sunil login is not created. Okay, Sunil. And if it is not created, what password I can give? Okay, I can give a default password, something like that. But still, I'll get a, okay, login failed for user Sunil, 18456 error. Okay, so this is how you can see. So in all scenarios, you can see, okay, the login failed error. And you can ask, sir, how to find out whether it was password expire or wrong password. Afifa is connecting like this. Okay, Afifa is getting error. Afifa forgot about the username instead of double F. She is giving single F in the username. Or Afifa forgot her password. Okay, Afifa is unable to connect to the SQL server. Then immediately, yeah, meeting is going to end. Very good, thank you. So meeting is going to end now. Okay, I'll close the meeting. I'll reopen the meeting again. Please join with the same link. Okay, immediately try to join with the same link. I'll reopen the meeting now. Okay.